Hi, my name is Sharon Claassen, and it is now 3 o'clock, which means we've now reached our 8th hour of our giving day. I work in the RHI Foundation as the Foundation Support Specialist, and today we have a special guest with us, Abbey Plawecki, and she's one of our physical therapists. And I want to, before we get started with what Abbey wants to talk about, I do want to thank our miracle sponsors, IU Health and Ascension St. Vincent, and then our hourly sponsor that is sponsoring this hour of Giving Day is Williams Randall. So we just want to give a special thank you to those sponsors today. And Abbey, I'm so glad you're with us today. Would you just please explain to us a little bit about the work that you do? I know you do half physical therapy and half research. So just give us a picture of what that looks like.
Yes, so I am a physical therapist. I've worked here at RHI for 13 years and in several different roles, but as of right now, I work half day in the research walking lab with Dr. Hornby and the other half of the day on the inpatient side with stroke and some brain injury patients.
Okay, and the topic that we're talking about, I mean, we've talked a lot about Dr. Hornby's work today with the research, but we brought you in actually to cover a little bit more a topic that a lot of people aren't aware is some of our patients that come here don't always have the funds and the insurance to cover what they need. What have you seen as far as that goes?
Yes, so a big goal of patients while they're here and even an outpatient is to walk and improve their walking. Most of the time on the inpatient side, when they come here and you say, what is your goal for therapy? They say, I want to walk out of here. So that is mostly what we work on in physical therapy with these patients. And in Dr. Hornby's lab, it's specifically for high intensity gait training. So they're walking fast, they're walking in different directions. We're challenging their balance while they're walking. We're walking outside on the grass, on the sidewalks, things like that. So for all of that walking, we need the proper equipment and we need the proper shoes. So some patients might have the need to try out an ankle brace of some sort. We can't try out that. We don't have any shoes to wear. We can't walk outside or walk fast on the treadmill if they don't have any shoes. And then a lot of times they don't have insurance or insurance won't cover a device that they will need to walk. So if they're not walking very far, they might end up going home with a wheelchair, but then insurance pays for the wheelchair and they won't provide any sort of cane or walker or anything. So the person can't practice walking at home, even with family there.
So that can create a huge roadblock in their progress and therapy. That is something that we've enjoyed as a foundation, partnering with the therapy department. Can you just explain a little bit about what you do when you see a patient with need for either durable medical equipment or shoes?
Yep. So for shoes, for example, we try to find out if they have shoes, if they have family that can bring them shoes pretty early on in their stay, because like I said, we're mostly working on walking and we want to get them up and moving as soon as possible. So we ask the patients, sometimes we're calling family and to see if they can bring them shoes, but a lot of times family lives out of town. With all this COVID stuff going on, only one person is allowed to visit per day, so that might limit if family's able to bring supplies. Or like I said, they just don't have anybody that can bring them shoes. Sometimes we get farmers who wear steel-toed boots all the time. They don't actually have tennis shoes. So when we find that out, we have been measuring to make sure we have the right shoe size. A lot of people either don't know their shoe size, their actual shoe size, or their feet have become swollen, or we need to get a size larger to accommodate a brace. That way we make sure we're ordering the right kind, and then we contact the foundation and ask for some shoes.
And I think you've even asked for some very specific things with the shoes.
Yes.
What type of shoes is it that you have found to be the most helpful?
So definitely tennis shoes. It needs to have closed-toed, closed heel, so none of those Crocs or anything like that. Something supportive that they can, again, walk fast, walk backwards, change directions. And in order to fit a brace in, we need them to lace up or Velcro with a tongue that is not attached. Because if the tongue is attached, it's harder to slide a brace or something, or a swollen foot or something into the shoe.
Very interesting. So, and I know from our end of the foundation, we are just so happy to be able to help patients when a need like this presents itself. Yeah, I think you brought a pair of shoes,
Yes.
didn't you? So this is just a sample of just some regular tennis shoes, right?
So, yep. So tennis shoes, these are actually pretty lightweight, something supportive. Again, the tongue is not attached. They lace up so we can easily loosen them to slide in a brace, or if their foot is pretty swollen. Yeah, and they're very nice looking basic shoes. So most of the time the patients are very excited to get new shoes, and they feel better walking in shoes than they do walking in those grip socks around the hospital.
Yes.
And the occupational therapists love it too, actually, because they need to teach the patients how to put on their shoes, maybe how to tie their shoes with just one hand. Can't practice that if they don't have shoes.
Yeah, so more than just physical therapy.
Yep.
So one of the things that we've learned is that when you give a gift of $100, it can help provide a patient in need with durable medical equipment, with a really nice pair of shoes that can last them a while, because we don't want shoes they're only going to last a couple of weeks with all the therapy they're doing. So if you just click on the link in this post, it will take you to right where you can donate and provide a $100 gift for some shoes or other medical equipment. And we just thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next hour.